Hey guys, what's up? It's Steve. Welcome back to Atlantis Confirmed. I got a quick one here for you today. I'm not even going to show myself. I'm just going to go ahead and do the video. I'm looking. You're looking at a. This is just something that kept. I told you guys I have like a terabyte of pictures, and I go through them from time to time and just see if anything jumps out at me. Every single time that I go through this picture, this is the topographical map of the Earth during the Pleistocene era, the Ice Age, and you have to imagine ice all up here. But right here where the ice line would be, I always see a bird right there. And I haven't been called crazy or have pareidolia in at least a week, so thought I'd give my critics some ammo here. So let me show you what I think I see. This is Gobekli Tepe Pillar 43. We're familiar with it. This is the it's actually a ice called Pavo because it's Pavo constellation, but I found out later that it's a peacock actually. So it's the peacock, Scorpius, and we theorized this is probably the equator, and Vulture or Cygnus. It's is the sun, and we have some emus over here. So what I saw, and I'll go back. You see the bird there, and that would be these guys right there. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see them better. So off. See the top one right there. Let's see if I can't. Right. Now here's what I find interesting. Also, this guy will work also if you slide him down a little bit, and then there's a tongue, and the tongue would go through the Strait of Gibraltar by the Pillars of Hercules, which I find very interesting. Um, so yeah, so let's just go through all the iconography here real quick. What I see is turn it back to matching so I can flip back and forth again. What I see there we go. Is the pillar here. So if you took this the birds here, you can put the birds here. Look, get that. Look at this. See how it's a snake with a tongue sticking out there, and like sort of a forked tail. And I put this as Scorpius, but I bet you could also find this guy right there because look what happens. This is the Earth's tectonic plates, by the way. So yeah, there is no, how would they know, right? But how would they know a great number of things that they seem to know? So if we stipulate that they knew about the Earth's tectonic plates and that they circumnavigated the world, which are two very large stipulations, then I don't know. I told you every time I flipped by this picture, I saw this and was like, "That's a bird," and I was like, "Wait a minute, these are long legs here," and wait a minute, that other bird could fit. That snake could fit right there. Suddenly you have this, and then that makes the zigzag here going across the ice line. Um, and just in this wild conjecture theory that I'm fooling around with here. Now here's the caveat. So if you continue this way and you skip it, just like here is here, and you keep going this way, and imagine you're in a circle loop, and you like Pac-Man, you come over this side and you end up over here. Um, and then there is the Cygnus. And what I find fascinating was is a possible where that would possibly put the disk is Sahul, which is the area that connected ancient Australia to Papua New Guinea 20,000 years ago. They got covered by the water as the rising sea levels. But that's theorized because we find 65,000-year-old cave drawings. This was very habitable during the Ice Age, and as far as temperate goes and such. So This is thought to be where a lot of humanity happened in antiquity. A lot of it's underwater there. Sahel, 20,000 years ago, would be the possible location for this disk. I'm saying if you only took this as your sphere, right, and the edge here would be Africa, and you skip over Africa and you come back around. I know it's a lot, but then I just sort of also noticed it looks like bird head there, and again you could say pareidolia. I don't care. This trident one right here was kind of making me think of the Scorpius. Um, but now that I'm looking, yeah, I don't really see that third bird. Oh, you know what? The third bird would fit here. Yeah, the third bird would fit right there. That's the beak. I'd have to check with it, but yeah, here's the legs. This is I think this is more the third bird than it is Scorpius. Now that I'm looking at it, I think these would be the legs down here, and this is the head. So yeah, if I were to redraw this, I would put that bird right there, and this underneath. Again, just wild conjecture. Does that make Greenland up here and Iceland the man bag houses? I don't know. I just noticed the bird, and it fit with that. The zigzag went about where the ice line is. Again, if you went around the world, so if you just continued and right, and this is left, right, and this is left. Let me show you this guy again. See how there's almost like a Thoth beak? And just the way his arms are akimbo. And here's something else that's interesting. This is that Gobekli Tepe piece. And he also has that extra. I'm starting to wonder if this is two pieces that got broken, and somebody else, like a love charm almost, or something, like somebody else had the other half. Because it's odd that it's smooth all over, and except for this jagged broken piece. But it looks an awful lot like the wings. 1, 2, 1, 2, and the way he's got the head tilted, and then if you just drew down to here, you not only get the legs, but you would also get the bottom of Africa right there. And these are very intriguing too. These are so intriguing. What are these cut marks? There's definitely symbolizing something going on. There's a really great Andrew Collins did something where if you connect all these lines together, it gives you, and I don't think you recognize it for what it is, but I'm going to use it on my next video. It's the anguiped. Here's the serpent legs, and then when you draw these lines together, they cross and create the rooster. The vectors create the rooster head, and then you have the longer anguiped snake legs. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting the way that could be done. It's probably nothing, but here's the other thing I thought maybe. Okay, so this is what started it all for me. The Moai pillar with the engravings in the back on Rapa Nui. Yeah, it almost seems like, if you change the scale of it, and this is just this isn't the bird itself anymore. This is just a piece of the bird. But the only problem is this moves. This is theorized to be the equator, but this would make this not the equator then, but the borderline of Antarctica down there. So, and then I checked. There are some islands in here, but they were never even discovered in antiquity. They're called like Ascension Island and Gough Island or something. Really super remote, and they have nothing at all in the way of petroglyphs, natives, indigenous peoples. They were found completely uninhabited by anything except for some birds. So there's nothing down here that would make it significant. So I'm almost wondering if it would be the sun in this scenario. I've already given my other idea of what I think this is and stuff, but I think just fooling around, just looking, because that sure looks like a foot, and that sure looks like a beat going up. And here's the other thing. In an earlier video, I showed that I believe there's a sphere here, and what this actually is they're fighting over the sphere, over like a pearl almost, the two beaks, and that would be here. That would be this is Iceland, I believe, and I haven't researched Iceland for any ancient petroglyphs or anything, so I don't know if there's anything significant that there would be. I think it's more the axis of the Polaris and Vega that I've discussed before, the pole star movement. But this area up here then also gives us it is a bird shape. Look, the way that's shaped right there, you could fit the bird shape in there, really nice. This is the only part that didn't match. I had to sort of angle it right there, and I was like, well, why wouldn't they add that onto here? But here's some interesting tidbits, though. Look at, okay, you see how it's messed up right there? Well, that just happens to be where the desert, Sinai Desert, is. And over here, where it's all like chopped up, that's the Florida Keys. If it goes out even further, it becomes the whole arm. Like you can almost see the tableau where they've placed it like that. Again, probably nothing, but just something that caught my eye. And if you're like me, you find this kind of stuff interesting. But I thought it was really interesting how if you just followed the tectonic plates, you could get. This is probably my most pareidolia video ever, but I just wanted to get it out of my system because, like I said, every single time I went by this picture, I saw that bird. And there's a couple of other interesting things with this one as well, as far as topography goes. What was I looking at earlier? Maybe it was all just this one. How just certain features that are messed up on here also seem to have their oh yeah, like how this little notch here separates the arm from the body. There's this area looks like up in New York, maybe the Hudson does something similar right there that it's trying to show, and the Gulf of Mexico right in there. Again, just something that caught my eye. For this to be true, they would have had to an acknowledge knowledge of the tectonic plates and have circumnavigated the world. That's asking a lot, but I just wanted to get this out of my system, and I have. So there we go. I've discovered some really great stuff with the ancient cave painting. I went ahead and looked at the that I showed yesterday. I went ahead and looked at the tail again, and it's actually very specific to Abraxas in that it has the shape of the high symbol for life in it as well. I think, and I've also found that the staff is called a bird stick in other cultures because it's the bird shaman. And that it's in a Fibonacci tree. The notches, the feathers on it, signify where the notches on the Fibonacci tree would be. Also, that the arms do. Somebody pointed out in the comments yesterday, the arms look like breasts. It is. It's in the Asherah pose with the looped arms. In fact, I have found in Polynesia a bird-headed Asherah that I think it is. So that's my next one. I just wanted to throw something up today because I want to keep up the habit of getting something to you guys. I didn't want to put the intro on because you would not believe the number of people who wrote to me and were like, oh, this is a duplicate. You're duplicating videos. Play it past the first minute, moron. It's just because I had the same intro doesn't mean it's the same video. But I lost like 100 subscribers because like, Jesus, what's the matter with people? Okay, so I don't care if they're that stupid that they can't realize that you have to play it for a minute, because I'm going to start putting that intro on everything that has to deal with the plasma bead, because otherwise I feel like there's people who watch the video and they don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's it, everybody. Have a great day, and I will be back to my normal stuff tomorrow. Adelante.